We're back on the air. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and I always get excited when this guest is in the studio. Worked with him many times. Pete Cronan from Merrill Corp, and also ex-NFL star. I always have to put that in there. I hope you don't mind me saying
I'm
that,
not
Pete.
quite sure star would be. That's your perspective.
Well, you said I heard that's what Joe Gibbs said about you also.
I'm not sure we talk about my athleticism. He thought a lot of me on kind of in the from the character level, the leadership, things of that nature.
Well, I play tennis. Believe me, I don't win my sets on ability. I win it on just sheer determination.
Sometimes guts. It's all about guts.
I got to hang in there.
That's it.
So, Pete, you're here to talk to us about Merrill, correct?
Well, yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. Merrill Corporation is serving multiple marketplaces, but we are in the business of serving as an intermediary for both in the legal and financial arena. Financial being SEC reporting. Mm-hmm. We're doing a lot of IPOs now. IPOs are hot. So we're the filing agent. Got quite a nice facility down on Lincoln Street here in Boston. Everybody comes down, they convene, they sit in our conference rooms, and they churn the documents to meet regulatory requirements. And that business has been very good for us. The other business is the legal business, which is litigation support, which is anything that is, we don't practice law, but we work with the attorneys in terms of their management of matters, especially around evidence. We do court reporting. We have a global reach, local feel. You know, we're a local company, but we can go anywhere in the world. And processing of electronic data. We're doing a project right now with a local company that's got 5 terabytes of data, which is a lot of data being processed in a litigation with the Federal Trade Commission. We host on relativity with people who are close to the industry and know what that means. That's a best of breed tool. Our support staff is located right here in Boston. Although we support the global service offering, they're here in Boston down on Lincoln Street. Contract attorneys, forensics. I mean, all that stuff that people don't see. That's really the space we play in.
You know, you started making comments up front about what you're doing. Is any of this unique to, you think, Merrill?
What's unique to Merrill is that all of these services are under one roof. Under normal circumstances, in law firms and corporations are basically our 2 sales channels. You have to sell differently to each because their needs are different. And when talking to attorneys, and I'm talking about large firms, the large global firms tend to view us as competitors because they have, in many cases, back rooms designed to facilitate this extension of their legal service offering. And so we have to really manage into those accounts. There's not only a handful of them here in Boston. The largest ones, you can figure out who they are. Once you get off the top 4 or 5 national firms, they don't have back rooms. And when you think of a matter in its entirety, from a filing to a finding and everything in between, it's not uncommon to touch many of the services that we provide, but you're touching them through very specific verticals. So not uncommon, when an attorney sits down with a client to discuss the matter, to turn to they need depositions. They have 50 custodians. The data is in multiple formats, paper and electronic. We've got to extract, harvest, or even some forensic component. Then you have to process it to get to relevance. Then you have to host it. The poor paralegal at the end of the table, her hair's on fire because she's got 15 phone calls to make, and all the logistics related to putting all this together. Right. At Merrill Corporation, it's 1 phone call. We bring a project manager in. We analyze the matter with the appropriate parties. We create a workflow, and we provide the services necessary to accommodate the needs of the matter to ultimately achieve the primary objective is to find an acceptable solution for all parties. The second thing that we provide is accuracy. Our emphasis is on being right first. The third thing is speed. We're going to be right, and then we're going to be fast. And the last thing, and if we are right and we're fast and we plan accordingly, we generally hit the price point. Because if you don't plan in that sequence, and you put price first, a lot of times you're not getting quality, and speed is compromised, which ultimately costs you more money and may compromise the outcome of the matter. So we approach it as a partner. We sit down. This is our level. It's our field of expertise. And given the opportunity to evaluate matters, complex matters, not all of them are that complicated, but that's the big ones, the complicated ones, the ones that involve regulatory bodies like the Department of Justice or the Federal Trade Commission. These are matters that we really play well to. This is really in our wheelhouse.